purchased, as I said, we bought 3 2.5 horsepower inverter Samsung units, okay, and those 3 units came to a total price of, on your screen, 17,997 Ghana cedis, okay. Hi guys, welcome to Asher and Gad channel, making Africa home again, one family at a time. On site today on this lovely Monday, in fact, early evening. It's just about 5 o'clock, so the sun is just going down gradually. I want to give you guys a site update because a lot is happening. Today's video is a little bit about the area behind me, which is our external kitchen area that we showed you in the last video. And if you haven't watched the last video, just click up on the link in the corner to have a watch. We went out, did a bit of shopping over the weekend, so we'll catch up on that as well. A bit of gardening and also a brief update on air conditioning. Okay, so now I want to give a massive Asher and Gad shout out to a lady called Ellie Sparkles. Okay, there was another guy, Pro U Services, but really Ellie Sparkles made the first comment, and really was an oversight from us. So apologies guys, unfortunately rushed out of my home today, and it's only me on site. I forgot to bring the stick that holds the iPhone, so I think my hand is going to be killing me after this video. But anyway, if I don't do it, I'll miss the Tuesday deadline, so let's go for it. So in the last video we talked about the external kitchen. You can see just behind me here. Okay, and a massive shout out to Ellie Sparkles, okay, because she pointed out an oversight which, you know, we just missed, I guess, in the rush and doing things. We just missed, where you can see clearly there that the electric fence is just far too close. All right, it's just far too close to the kitchen external area. You know, if you're standing there and you raise your arm, you know, like, oh, let's stretch, oh, then that's the end of it. So that's a bit of a faux pas. So what we're going to do, if I just turn my camera around, so what we're going to do guys, what we've decided to do, we're going to disconnect the electric fence from this corner up until just after the new sort of generator housing. Okay, we're going to disconnect the electric fence, and we're going to raise the fence wall by about 4 or 5 blocks. We're going to raise the fence wall all up to here, just to do a bit of an angle in the corner. That way the risk goes away completely. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. So a massive shout out, thanks so much, really appreciate that, Ellie Sparkles, and obviously Pro U Services as well mentioned it later on. So that is I've let the builder know we're going to do that, raise the fence wall, and then the risk goes away completely. But what I would say is, obviously, you know, we missed that. If we were starting from scratch, then we will still do the external kitchen compound, which is great, but we probably won't even put it against the fence wall. We'll probably just put it more centrally, okay, just to avoid that issue altogether. All right, okay, so let's go around and give you a bit of an update on other things. So the generator housing is done, really done. They've put the roof on top of it. Okay, iron rods make it nice and sturdy. You can put other things on it as well. Okay, another good reason to lift the fence wall is, obviously, this is a bit of a what can I say, some leverage or some level just behind the fence wall that you can climb onto, which is obviously not good for security. So that's another reason why we're going to raise the fence wall as well. Okay, so that's the generator housing all done. Again, I talked about it more in the previous video. If you haven't watched that, then you can watch the link. Right, the garden is beginning to, the ideas are coming together, begin to take shape. We had another gardener come to see our plot, and he really sounded like he knew what he was doing. You know, helped us out in terms of the flowers we want to plant and all the ideas. I mean, I'll leave that to Gad really to give you more details. I won't steal her thunder in that, because that's really her baby, so to speak, even though I am still involved. But we've just today got a trip of black soil, 20 cubic meters of black soil. That's one massive trip. Okay, so there's half here, and then there's half in front of the house. Okay, that was delivered just this morning. Let me just show you the one in front of the house so you can get a picture of the volume of what I'm talking about. So you've got the front of the house, which is just that bit there. I'll just zoom in. Right, there you go. That's that bit there. So those two give you the 20 cubic meters of black soil, and that cost 1,400 Ghana cedis. Okay, price in dollars and pounds on your screen as usual. 1,400 Ghana cedis. And I'm not a gardening expert, so I'll leave that to Gad. But the guys gave us all the right tips in order to make sure we got the right type. Okay, so there's a lot happening in the garden space now. We're doing a lot of things at the same time, really, because we just want to move in quickly. Now, let me show you what's happening in the front compound area, actually, before I go into the talk about the next topic, which is really air conditioning units. So let's have a walk around the front area and show you around. Guys, boy, I really regret not bringing the stick. My right hand is killing me, so I'll just swap to my left. Hopefully bear with me for today's video. Is not as great visually, but it's all about the information. Hand is killing me. Anyway, so here, this area here is gonna be a very lovely grass area. Again, I won't go into too much detail because there's a lot of ideas that are gonna come here, and we really want to make a very peaceful area. And what we need to do in this area here, we have to we've dug this area to expose all the pipes and the stopcocks. Okay, we have to raise the pipes and raise the stopcocks to the level above the finished grass level. Okay, so that in future they can be accessed without any issues. Very, very, very important. Okay, very, very important. You always have to think about access and maintenance when you're building your dream home. Access and maintenance for the future, because you never know what will happen, and then you don't want to have a significant headache in the future. Okay, so let me just talk briefly about this sort of green pipe that's doing a a U shape. Now you all know we have a borehole system, okay, and that borehole system works very well. I designed it myself, and if you haven't watched the video where we describe how the water system works, just click on the link above. Okay, this pipe here though is a future provision. Okay, and what that is basically in the future, when Ghana Water decide to get their act together and they bring water down our street, we can simply just tap into this green pipe here, okay, and then be able to use let's say the utility water if we choose to do so. So that's what that allowance is for. Okay, come around here, we're gonna have a tap on that area so we can easily irrigate, the garden area, and the farm area down there also has various taps. And yeah, so but we'll go into more and more details. There'll be a number of videos that will talk about our garden design, and yeah, you guys will hopefully stick with us over the coming months, coming years, I guess, hopefully, and then you'll see the garden come together gradually. Obviously it takes a while for plants to grow, but we'll get a number of good seedlings to make this place look good. But God will give you further details. Okay, so let me just check my list because there's a number of things I want to talk about today. So next topic, air conditioning units. So guys, air conditioning units. I've talked about air conditioning units on a number of occasions. We have two videos on air conditioning units actually. One is talking about how to select the right air conditioning installer, and if you haven't watched that before, click on the link above. Okay, there's another video that talks about how air conditioning works and what's the difference between an inverter driven air conditioning unit or a fixed air conditioning unit. Again, there's a video available on that. If you haven't watched it, click on the link above. And if you remember from our last video, I talked about us going out to get some air conditioning units. We did that over the weekend, and just to give some tips here. When you are it's a big truck coming by. Just wait for that to pass. Right. So when you are selecting your air conditioning unit, there are a number of factors that you should put into consideration. Okay, one is the performance, the durability of the air conditioning unit or manufacturer, the availability of parts, the energy efficiency of the unit, because fuel is becoming very, very expensive here in Ghana and all over the world, so you don't want to pay too much electricity. Okay, you want to make sure you decide whether you want the inverter or the fixed type. I would recommend the inverter type. I'll talk about why in a minute. The type of refrigerant, R22 or R410A, all these are factors that should influence your decision, so you make the right decision when it comes to air conditioning units. Okay, now in the last video I talked about, we've narrowed it down to Samsung and media. Really this is down to a lot of local feedback that I've had from all the let's say air conditioning installer guys that I know. We bought the initial 3 units, one for the master bedroom, one for the living room, and one for the kitchen. Guys, I had to change my hand to my left hand because my right is killing me. So yes, we bought the first 3 air conditioning units, and we settled for Samsung. Okay, we went for 2.5 horsepower Samsung inverter driven split AC units. Okay, with using the R410A refrigerant. Okay, the exact model is coming up on your screen with some pictures. Okay, now I talked about energy efficiency. Okay, the reason why we went for the inverter type, you can get the inverter type or you can get the fixed speed type. You've got a fan in the air conditioning unit. Okay, and basically you operate the air conditioning unit at different levels, different speeds, different temperatures. Has so many different modes of operation. And what you want for each mode of operation, you want your air conditioning unit to be working as efficiently as possible and using the least amount of electrical power, so you minimize your bills. Okay, and that is done really with an inverter type, because the inverter type, which another name for an inverter is variable speed drive, is basically it modulates the speed of the fan. It modulates how the components work to match your exact requirements. Okay, whereas if you go for the fixed speed type, whether you are on a lower cooling setting or a higher cooling setting, the fan is operating at the same speed, and you're essentially paying the same amount of electricity, if you like. So if you want to be energy efficient, then go for the inverter type. Now, obviously, like everything else, whether you're buying a car or whatever machine you're buying, whenever you're buying something that's more energy efficient, you always know that you're going to pay more upfront. So your capital expenditure will always be higher with the inverter, but it's worthwhile in the long term because of the payback and because of the energy efficiency. Okay, so that was that consideration there. Next consideration is the refrigerant. You've got the R410A refrigerant as well as the R22 refrigerant. We went for the R410A. No debate there. Why is that? The R410A refrigerant, the refrigerant is the liquid that goes in the pipes from the indoor unit to the outdoor unit. And again, if you don't know how air conditioning works, click on that link that I talked about earlier on. We have videos on this. Okay. The R410A is far better at absorbing heat and releasing heat, okay, than the R22 refrigerant. So therefore, again, it's more efficient. If it's more efficient, it means you're going to spend less money on your electricity bills to cool your home. Okay, so that's a big plus. You want the R410A. What else? The R410A is far better for the environment than the R22. Okay, so that's a plus as well, especially for those who are environmentally conscious. The R22 is being phased out, even though it's still available, but probably won't be available in the next sort of 5 years. Be phased out. So why get the R410A? But just remember, they are not interchangeable. If you have an existing air conditioning unit, you can't just go and suck out all the R22 refrigerant and put in R410A, because it won't work. R410A is far more efficient, far more powerful, and if you have that situation and you want to use R410A on an existing system, I'm afraid you're going to have to replace the entire system. Okay, so this video is more for people who are buying air conditioning units as brand new. I recommend R410A refrigerant and the inverter driven types. Okay, so I'm just checking my notes to see. So in terms of cost, I talked about cost. Inverter driven will always be more expensive than the fixed for the reasons I outlined already. So our purchase, as I said, we bought 3 2.5 horsepower inverter Samsung units. Okay, and those 3 units came to a total price of, on your screen, 17,900 17,997 Ghana cedis. Okay, 17,997 Ghana cedis, which is 1,944 pounds, or about 2,600 US dollars. So not cheap. That's for the three AC split systems. We also need 3 hangers, because you need hangers for the external units. Don't forget that they're about 85 cities each, so not too bad. And there are a number of places you can purchase your air conditioning units from. There's a company called CompuGhana. Cab Fam, we bought ours from Cab Fam, and they're in various locations. So just Google and you can find out for yourself. So yeah, that was good. So significant cost. They said finishing comes at a significant cost. So it does. You can see that right now. You know, just by adding up our numbers, you know that it's not cheap at all. Okay. We also had some interesting times over the weekend. Okay. We went to Spintex Road, and there's a particular shop that whenever we go to, we always bump into subscribers. So that was awesome. So I want to give a shout out to a chap called Francis. He's from Togo. Nice guy. It was good to interact with you. So all the best in your building, and a couple of other guys as well who are also building. So all the best to you. Unfortunately, I couldn't remember your names, but it was good to meet you. And I think next time you have more time, we'll grab some pictures together and share it here on YouTube. We just had to focus so much at the Palace Home Decor on that weekend. It was so busy. You know, we bought a jacuzzi, we bought some basins, mixer taps, kitchen taps, and a number of other items. We need to go back there next weekend to buy our toilets. What else? What else do we need to buy? Yeah, our toilets, his and her basins as well. We need to go and get from somewhere. Not sure it'll be Palace Home Decor or the Twyford store in the St. John's. Probably go there as well. I will talk specifically about toilets because there are some factors to consider when you're buying your toilets. Okay, because I'll cover that in a different video. There's some factors to consider with toilets. You want to get the right one that flushes with the right amount of pressure. Very important, and I'll cover that in a separate video when I've got the toilets that I can show you as well as talk about it. Okay. So exciting times, guys. Really exciting times. Yeah, we've got things that are coming to the point of moving in soon by the grace of the Most High Yehovah. We're going to be buying our kitchen appliances next, and that's also going to come at a cost, I know. Let me just change my hand because the left is knackered. Oops. Ooh, boy. So yes, we're gonna go for the kitchen appliances now. Cooker, dishwasher, washing machine, you know, double refrigerator, deep freezer possibly as well, something of that nature. And I think from our research so far, decisions we're going to buy from 2 companies, Good Luck Africa in Osu and most likely Kaiser in East Legon. Kaiser is a German brand, and again, shout out to Dennis Casely Hayford who gave us this link. Kaiser in East Legon, German brand of appliances. So as you can imagine, quality like buying a Mercedes-Benz, but obviously the downside is going to be quite very expensive. So we won't buy them all there. Probably buy a couple just to balance out the finances a bit, and buy the rest from Good Luck Africa. All right, and that will be next weekend. So hopefully in a couple of videos time you will see that information. Let me just check my notes. I'm trying to make sure I haven't missed out any more juicy information for you guys. Yeah, I think that's probably oh yes, we also bought our showers as well. So we bought our showers, which is wonderful. When you're buying your showers, you need to make sure, in fact, ideally, if you can go with your plumber, to buy all the items that use water, the bathtub, the jacuzzi, the shower, the basin, the taps, the mixed up, that's even ideal. Because what you don't want to buy a shower that isn't suitable for your plumbing connections. Okay, and just in fact, look at the picture on your screen. Okay, these are our plumbing connections in our shower. You got the hot and the cold. They're separate. If you like, separate holes, and they need to come into a mixer body in order to fix into a mixer tap. Okay, there are certain showers that it can't work with that connection, right? This shower on your screen, which is the shower where we're living now, picture on your screen, that will not work with our house behind me. Okay, but the shower we bought matched that connection perfectly. So if you don't know, you buy the wrong shower, and then hopefully you can return it. But if you can't, then that's a problem. So I would recommend, if you're not comfortable, if you're not confident, go with your plumber. Whoever did your water installation, go with them. Let them help you select everything that uses water. All right. Well, I hope that was useful, guys. And as usual, like, share, subscribe, hit the notification button so you always be aware when you upload an educational video for your viewing pleasure. Thank you, guys, for supporting us. Really appreciate it. Our Patreon family, PayPal family, love you all. And we wish you all the best in your building and in your journey as well, as you make Africa home again, one family at a time. All right. So it's Kemis here from Guide and from me, guys. Yebeshia. See you next time.